A wonderful day to you, and a decent day to me. Welcome to another YouTube video. I am your host, the person who is speaking, your boy, maybe not, perhaps, Mathieu Frenat, or Matthew Frenat. I'm always struggling with which one to say lately. And I'd like to speak. Lately, I have been reaching for the optimistic view on life in an attempt to form a better me. This means going against the status quo that has been set within my heart and my mind, or my soul, upon myself. I've been reaching for happiness. Now, there is a quality in life that we all tend to seek and know and love. And that always amounts to happiness. It is what we essentially, to nearly always want to have inside of us, to some degree at least, because there's sad boy moments, and there's times where you just do not find the soul within yourself to want to be happy. You just want to be sad, or you want to be frustrated, and so on. And therefore, you've in very, very, very short terms summed up emotions. I like happiness because I feel it guides me in the right direction. See, the thing is within what I found in my heart, because I have found incredible passion within me in the past, and I still do. It's a bit more muted. I've always found this hope and this happiness by seeking it out. And at first it was subliminal, as in it was a subconscious thing. Then lately it has become a conscious thing, to seek out the inevitabilities, the truths in life that keep you moving forward, which is an arguable regression. But on my end, it is a seeked out truth that I will abide to as long as I can. Now, happiness is the utmost of worthwhile. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just gonna tie my laces. Happiness is the utmost of worthwhile because, well, it relieves pain and stress that is within you, as it is a transition from stress to joy. It makes you feel probably the most light, feathered feeling ever, as in you're floating on a cloud and you don't have a care. That's happiness at its epitome, at its most, at its strongest. And that's gorgeous. That's really gorgeous. The truth is I know that deep down there's a love for myself that always remains. And that love for yourself forms love for other people. There's always been this saying, you have to love yourself to love others. And I wholly believe it. Because this is damn true. I'm sure there's some kind of psychological element behind that, but if you love yourself, then you are at your core caring, and you are at your core fortunate. Because a lot of people actually don't. You know, a lot of people deal with depressive tendencies and issues that do not suit their mind. They instead wallow and hide and feel within their sadness and insecurities. And honestly, I've related to that. I wholly have. Lately as well, of course. And it is a sad thing, in a significant way, to have depressive issues. Now, what I feel deep down inside of me is that I've been reaching for the optimistic virtue that is within me in order to not confront the sadness that is within me, which has created a dichotomy, an element of a struggle. And the truth is I don't know how the mind adapts to one thing and leaves another be, except when you falsify that conformity. But I will say this: within hope is true. See, the thing is I highly believe in another psychological element alongside love yourself leads to love you. Loving yourself leads to loving other people. Which is that in happiness, you are a soulful being, and if you can hold on to what makes that work, and what makes you feel, and what makes you joyful, and what makes you excited, then you can form a new cognizant self. And you know, that's the most gorgeous thing ever. It really is. I love that, actually. I really do. The thought that within the vigor and hope in a person is the end result that awaits. But man, distraction. There's a part of me that struggles, you know? There's a part of me that struggles on a daily basis lately to deal with the undoubtable need to be happy and the saddening truth, which is that I am sad, you know? So I try to be happy, I end up sad. But I try to be happy, I end up happy. It's a confliction, but a reality. And that it all depends on, it can depend on if I'm creatively expressing myself. It can depend on if I find the right song. It can depend on if I actually have a grand idea, a good idea, a great idea that forms me and helps me. And yeah, that's cool as fuck if you ask me. Just the thought that we're all pertinent to what makes us us. And no matter how much the me breaks away from the me, there will always be a me that will stay there. There will always be a kindness and soulfulness within me that will stay. And I love that more than anything else. Because, well, I believe in it. And that's the truth. I believe that I can become better. Despite every single thing that I feel is laid out in front of me and thrown at me, and how I'm deprecated mentally in my head daily. I still feel I can get better. And there's nothing more humbling than that within your mind, isn't there? Now, the truth is I face the reality of matters, which is that I have fruitful thinking and I have a fruitful heart. I am meant to love, I am meant to live, and I am meant to feel. But despite that, I never quite get there sometimes. See, a half measure in life has a consequentiality in that it is a full measure at heart. You tried, you didn't get there. Sometimes you even give up, but the point is, you had an intent. You had a destination, you had a goal. And that means something. That really does mean something. Because at the end of the day, your intent creates you. The mental struggle that I have faced and that I, at various points in my life, overcame does not agree with this idea, but it never does agree with anything optimistic. Of course, that's what creates depression within the skull. That's what creates depression within your mind. And I find it sad that I often am led to be in negative directions where everything that is around me is more pertinent to me than me. But yet I cannot understand any of it because I'm so caught up in my own shell. Breaking out of that shell is more and more of a struggle as the days go by, which leads to the name of the video: reaching for optimism, seeking optimism, or a love that has bred from within me is seek daily. Something like that. Something poetic, I'm sure. I'll put it in there. And honestly, you know what the beauty of life really is? The fact that you always have a say at the end of the day over what decision you uphold, over what decision you maintain, over your mind's direction, over your actions. We are the player of our own game, and that is magnificent. And I think we take that a bit I think we let that go sometimes. I think we don't fully acknowledge that fact as much as we should. Because it is the truth. We take it for granted too much, but it is the truth. We are ourselves, and that means you have the potential to get better and to admire and to love and to hope. And, I love that. I love that about life. The independent thought of a person is the most wondrous thing ever. It really is. Now, oh shit, come back. In honesty, I don't know what else to say. You know, I haven't been creating a lot lately. I've mostly laid off on creation because, well, I deal with a few mental health conditions at this point. And the point that continuously has faced me and yet continuously evades me, in the sense that one way I fully acknowledge it, the other way I am mentally unaware in a way, but fully consciously aware. Because I think the mind works on two vehicles. It works on what you seek for it to do, and it works on what it seeks for itself to do. That's why mental health grows, that's why mental health develops, and so on. And that's great in a way, but it's terrible in another. Because what that creates is a conundrum. What that creates is a lost reality where every single time that you work to have hope, your mind deep down can decide, let's instead have a lack of hope. Let's instead be hopeless. And I believe that split is what creates mental health, is when your mind disagrees with you. That is what creates your struggles in life, for the most part. I mean, there's other struggles that can come from beyond being within. You know, the outside creates a struggling factor within you. At times, I'm sure, if you're working or such, or if you just catch yourself to be in on a fist fight or just an emotional argument or something, you know? But I believe that is the point of the subconscious, is to either help or mess up the conscious. And I have more theories on what the subconscious actually means, in the sense that it is linked to what's beyond you. But that I could go into another time. I thank you for your viewership. I thank you for your love. I think I will go, but take care, my friends. This was a video on how I am reaching for optimism daily. This is a video on how I sometimes achieve it. Goodbye.